The proposal by the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission to raise the salaries of the president, vice president, lawmakers, judicial and other public office holders by 114% is ill-timed, insensitive, and economically unjustified. In his rather lame justification, the RMAFC chairman, Mohammed Shehu, stated that the agency had not undertaken the salary review of these categories of persons since 2008, adding that their current salary were peanuts compared to the salaries of some persons at the Central Bank of Nigeria, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, and the Nigerian Port Authority. With the country's current fiscal adversity, this is patently hollow. Like most Nigerian public office holders, the Commission's boss is detached from the harsh reality facing most Nigerians. The president and the lawmakers should reject the proposal and focus on lifting Nigerians out of poverty and joblessness. The Commission's insensitivity is provocative. Nigeria is reeling. Its government is broke and currently spends 96% of its revenue servicing debt. Its main revenue source, crude oil, is precarious, as the country pumps an average of 1.2 million barrels per day in August compared to its recent OPEC quota of 1.7 million barrels per day. Over 400,000 barrels per day is still being stolen. About 23 million persons are jobless in the country, and 53.5% of the youths are unemployed. Total public debt as of June 30th was 87.38 trillion naira, of which the external debt component was $43.15 billion. GDP growth rate slumped to 2.51% in the second quarter of this year, down from 3.54% in the second quarter in 2022. The government had been borrowing to pay salary and pile up 22.7 trillion in liability. That's 22.7 trillion naira in liability through a CBN Ways and Means window, partly for this purpose. Under pressure from workers, the government had just approved wage increase that it can ill afford for federal public workers with no identified source of funding them. Meanwhile, the president ill-timed and ill-planned petrol subsidy stoppage and unification of the Naira exchange rate are wreaking havoc on people and businesses. The Naira exchange rate crossed the 1,000 per dollar bar just Thursday 2 weeks ago. And with higher crude oil price of over $100 per barrel in the international market, price per liter of petrol is set to rise beyond today's 570 naira to 620 naira. Already, prices of diesel, kerosene, lubricants, and cooking gas have spiked even further. About 140 million Nigerians are living in extreme poverty. Nigerians' hunger level is serious, says the Global Hunger Index 2022, which ranked the country in 103 out of 121. For most Nigerians, therefore, sacrifices are here, severe and inescapable one. Their leaders should also make sacrifices to reduce the quality of hardship being bestowed on the people. The president should drastically cut the cost of governance, including the massive presidential air fleet, his 48-member cabinet, his frequent travels, and the number of ministries, departments, and agencies. The state governors should stop living in luxury with public funds. Nigerian lawmakers, reputed to be the world's highest paid legislators, should also make sacrifices. 13 ex-governors, including Senate President Godswill Akpabio, continue to receive pensions in their states and still get paid as members of the 10th Assembly. Legislators recently voted billions of naira to purchase vehicles and pocket money for themselves without regards to the public finance or the prevailing mass poverty. Public officials are not paid like commercial. Let me take that again. Take two. Public officials are not paid like commercial sector executive, comparing them to NNPC, CBN, or MPA that earn in local and foreign currency, as the commission boss has done, is quite disingenuous. The RMAFC should suspend the wage increase indefinitely. The president and other public officers should disarm themselves, as Gbenga Daniel commendably rejected simultaneously collecting pension as a former two-term governor of Ogun State and as a serving senator. To fortify their independence, only the emoluments of judges should be reviewed upward. At this time, I shall go to Rabbi again.